Hello, everybody. So, this is Lisa. I'm back just to kind of talk a little bit about my business journey. The one thing I wanted to talk about was getting my business set up. So, I started my business and I applied for it uh, the beginning of September, and it was formed in September 29th of this year. So, my business has officially been open for 3 months. And when I got my articles organization, I actually went through Incfile to get this done. And so when I was going to apply for a bank account, I went to an actual bank to get this set up. And I tried to do online, but they said there was a few discrepancies and I needed to coincide the bank. So I went to the bank to show them, my articles organization, my EIN, my ID, all that stuff to verify I am who I am and that the business is mine. And I get to the bank and they were looking at the articles organization and they had all kind of questions. They were like, "There's so many discrepancies on here. So you got an address and a name here." Like the executor who did the setup of the business, it had the person who executed the paperwork for me. It had her name on top of it and her address through Incfile. And then, of course, it had the registered agent's address and information in there. And then they had my address and my name on there. So it looked like there was three different addresses and two different people on this. And so it looked confusing. And the bank was questioning that. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's pretty self explanatory. This tells you this is the person who executed for me. And the guy was literally asking me, well, why do you need a registered agent? And I said, well, I can clearly tell you don't have a business. I said, because I don't want to be the registered agent for my business. I want somebody to basically get the mail from me, and I don't want to have my home address blasted all over the internet for people to see. I said, I had a reason for why I'm doing it. I said, that's really not your concern. I just want to know what I need to do about getting a bank account set up. And he said, well, we'll have to have your documents reviewed because there's so many discrepancies on here, and you'll need to get the address changed and get your information updated with the state. And I'm looking at this boy like, really? You're telling me what I need to do, and you don't have a business set up, and you don't even know what this is. You're just looking at this and seeing all these things and telling me that I have a whole bunch of discrepancies. So he took it to his manager, and I don't know if they didn't know or what the confusion was, but I mean, you could clearly see it was all set up the way it should be. And so he said he had to send my documents over to be reviewed, and then they get back with me and let me know if I'll be able to open a business checking account with them. I'm like, okay. Anyway, the one thing I will say that I did that I am glad that he did open up my eyes to was well, I said, well, let me just look and see what my information looked like on the internet. So basically, I looked on the internet, looked up, I think it was like my name, and it pulled up my information with the state. It showed my name, the address, phone numbers, all that stuff. And I noticed that the phone number that they have for my business is not the phone number that is for my business. My phone number as a contact for my business is with Incfile. And I'm like, wait a minute, why does Incfile's number on here for the contact? So I called Incfile to see what to do about this. I said, because if someone wants to pull up my business and they see Incfile's number, they're going to call that number thinking they're reaching me when they're not. They're going to be calling somebody Incfile. So I contacted Incfile, told the guy what the situation was. He looked up and he said, okay, I'll get back with you. About 5 minutes later, he comes back on the phone and tells me that I'll have to do an update, and I'll need to go into my dashboard and update the information in there. And so when I go in to update, they got a big lease amendment. Excuse me, an amendment flashing for me to go in and update my information and pay the state filing fee to update that and a $99 processing fee. And I'm like, what the hell? So why am I sitting there have to pay damn near $150 to update my information? Wasn't even my mistake. I said, why didn't they contact me and find out the number to the business and put that information on there? And so we went back and forth, me and this guy through the email stuff. And I guess he escalated to his boss. His boss emails me back and says that they put Incfile's phone number on there because it had to do with the billing. So they put their phone number on there because they were the one executing it, and they needed the number to, they had to put the number of the contact that was being billed. So I'm like, okay. So I get it, but I don't get it. I said, because you basically put your phone number as the phone number for the business when that's not correct. And now you're telling me I have to go and amend my other organization with the state, and I have to pay that fee for amending this when it was not my mistake. I gave them all the information correctly, and they put their phone number, and so now it's a consequence that I have to pay. They're not going to pay for it, so I have to go and update all my information as far as my phone numbers with the state and pay an extra fine for it or a fee for it. So I'm not too happy about that, because if they had executed it right, there wouldn't have been a problem. I wouldn't be going through this. So I'm a little disturbed about that process with Incfile. So I don't know if that's happened to anybody else. I don't know if anybody's really paid any attention. Um, for those of you who look at this video, and if you ever got your business set up with Incfile, and you looked at it and you saw that too, how did you handle it? What did you do? Because I'm not happy about the fact that I have to update the state and I have to pay that fee and have to amend this when it should have been executed properly the first time. That's what they were supposed to be doing. That's why they take care of the service for you. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm going through right now with that. So if you had this issue, just please put in comments and let me know what you did, how you felt, because a sister pissed about it, because I didn't want to have to pay any extra money for something that was not my fault. So if I want my stuff to be right, I need to go ahead and basically update and get this done as soon as possible and put on my big girl drawers and basically pay this fee. So that's the one thing about Incfile that I liked up until that matter. So I will keep you updated on other stuff, because I got some other stuff to tell you about, but I don't want to make the video too long, because when it comes to building business credit, that's a whole nother beast that you got to deal with. And then the other issue is having information updated on your report that you didn't put, but now you have to go and fix, like those SIC and NAICS codes. Because now my business is labeled as a high-risk business. And when I set up my business, I put in the codes that I wanted. And now when I go and look at NAV and update my information, they're telling me that, well, not NAV is telling me, but I'm looking and I'm seeing my information and I'm seeing that I'm in a high-risk industry. And I'm like, I didn't put that information in there, so who did? So I don't know if the credit bureaus did that. I don't know if the banks did that, because I gave a different code when I set up my business bank account with another bank, because I got two business bank accounts right now. And I said when I first set up my business, I put in a different code, and I put in a different code when I went through Incfile. And now with NAB, I even have a different, the code that I want to use with NAB. So everything's set up with NAB like it should be, and pretty much with my business, everything I did. But now I have another issue, because now I'm considered a high-risk business. I'm in a high-risk industry. And I found that out when I went to go apply at Sam's Club, and they sent me a letter back telling me that they were denying me because I am in a high-risk industry with too much delinquency, and I'm in a high-risk industry altogether. And so they denied me for anything because of that. And I'm like, damn. I didn't even, I'd heard before that, they would, you'll probably get denied because they couldn't verify your information. Well, it wasn't that for me. It wasn't that they couldn't verify my information. They denied me because I'm labeled in a high-risk industry. So now I got to go get that fixed and taken care of. And then the next process is trying to get how to get that updated, because I went to go update with Experian. They said I could send an email, But Equifax was different. Equifax, there ain't no going on their website and sending an email and updating nothing. So now I'm trying to do a little investigation and digging to see how to update the Equifax credit report because that one is all the way wrong. They don't have my information. They don't have my address fully correct. They don't have my phone number listed. They don't have my tax ID information. They got me listed with way too much annual revenue and too many employees. I'm like, what in the hell? So this is going to be fun. It's going to be a constant thing to deal with. So, I'm glad I got my business set up, but I was trying to concentrate on other things in my business instead of trying to concentrate on trying to update and get information correct and with the business. This business just got set up and I'm already having to go back and redo stuff. So, yeah, this is going to be not the best thing that I want to do. Not at all. All right, I will update you with some other stuff as it comes and go into more detail on things as they progress. Have a good one. Peace.